everyone, welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, let's see. We explored the 4th floor of the school, Kyoko is mad at us, and Monokuma has confirmed that Sakura is the traitor. And now King Douche, Four-Eyed, Horny Freak, and Urchin Head have turned against her. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But we're gonna continue today's episode off with going to the dining hall as usual. So let's get there, and hopefully no more drama ensues. Makoto, are you okay? Huh? What do you mean? You were late, so we were worried about you. Why would you be worried? What a dullard. Toko? Byakuya? What are you doing here? Yeah, what are you doing here? They're taking refuge here. Refuge? Don't make that stupid face. We have to protect ourselves against the masterminds too. The masterminds? Are you talking about Sakura? That's when I finally noticed. The only one that wasn't in the dining hall was Sakura. Huh? Where is Sakura?
Stop talking.
All I knew is, if she were here, I wouldn't be. The only reason I went out of my way to join the rest of you is as a safeguard against that threat. Threat?
What is this?
Why? Why do you hate her so much?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? Because this makes things unfair. Unfair? The game should be fair for all players. The existence of a spy for the mastermind upsets that balance.
What the heck?
That's a stupid reason!
What did you
Stupid. This is a life or game death game, is it not?
That's terrible.
It is stupid. You're a stupid idiot.
Hey,
Before you get too far into your argument, maybe you should stop and think things through. Why did the mastermind reveal that Sakura was the spy to us?
what the heck?
They were getting revenge on her, right? Like Monokuma said, an eye for an eye.
However,
That may be part of it, but it's not the whole picture. Revealing that fact was also meant to serve as the next motive the mastermind wanted to give us. The chaos and confusion born from suspicion. The hatred.
in other words,
In other words, this right here, the fighting, the bickering, is the trap the mastermind laid for us. Knowing that, will you still stand there and argue like children?
but
That's not what I'm trying to do. It's just... I mean, how can I get you guys to believe in Sakura again? If she really can beat the mastermind like she said, that'd go a long way in my mind.
what are you saying?
Idiot, you really ask her to do something so dangerous? What if something terrible happens to her? It wouldn't matter. What? If Sakura were to die, that's one less person for the mastermind to control. I have no problem with that. Oh, you fucking bastard. Hold on, Byakuya. In fact, if she did die, that would settle this entire issue, wouldn't it? I hate you. I hate you so freaking much. It would put the whole problem to rest.
What
Thank-
the hell?
Thank you, Hina. Thank you.
You disgust me. You're a monster. To say something like that, it should have been you. You should have been the one to die.
It really should have been.
What?
I should have died. Yes, you should have.
Interesting.
Leon and Ortaka could have made better survivors than you. Interesting. Then are you planning to take care of that yourself? Go ahead. Try it if you dare. That's how it works after all.
What is this?
You think I can't do it? Hina, calm down.
That's right.
This is exactly what the mastermind wants. And it's exactly what Sakura doesn't want. What's wrong? Lost your nerve? I'm leaving. I'll be in my room. Aw, Hina. Trembling with anger, Hina ran off. That stupid cow. How dare she? She wouldn't die 1,000 deaths. No, 1,000,000. So she was just another hysterical little girl, hardly worth my attention.
Just a second.
It's what other people call having feelings, Byakuya, and all you can do is mock them for it. What's wrong with that?
Hey,
A friendly word of warning? Someday that attitude is going to come back and bite you. Hard. Thank you, Kyoko.
I don't have time to play with you.
And I will happily elude its attempts. You are so stubborn, you know that? So, how about we, eat? Maybe now's not a good time.
You know?
Without a word, each of us left the dining hall. We headed back to our rooms, one by one. So what should I do today? Free time. Honestly, with who's left, there's not really anyone I want to hang out with. Everyone else I might end up just saving for the end part. The school mode part, just so I can get everyone done. Because now, especially with all the trauma that's going on, drama that's going on, there might not be a lot of people to hang out with. Because I finished Tina, I finished Kyoko, who, even if I didn't finish, probably might still be mad at us. Toko, I don't know if we can hang out with Toko. Sakura, I don't think we can hang out with, because I think she might still be on edge for being revealed as the mastermind. I mean, traitor. Byakuya's a bitch. Just plainly. So I might just... I think I'm just gonna skip. I have plenty of time. I don't feel like just like sitting on. I should do something. Nope, we're gonna skip again. The rest of them I'm just gonna save for school mode. Just make it easier. I have some time, so maybe I should take a little rest. Okay? Just skip, it's fine. Ding dong bing bong.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime already. Tonight feels somehow uneasy. We still haven't settled things with Sakura. Everyone's in a terrible mood. I just hope nothing happens tonight. Monokuma Theater! After I declined the offer to become a shrimp, the tech support lady just refused to drop the issue. Once the shrimp idea was dead, she came back suggesting I should become a crab instead. How much can one person love crustaceans? I said no, of course, and she shot back. Okay, then how about, to make you extra special, you can be a crab that walks sideways and backwards. But how's that any better? I don't want to go sideways or backwards, I want to go forward. I heard her annoying sigh on the other end of the line. Then she said, "You just don't see the splendor of the crab. Haven't you ever heard of the tale of the crab and the monkey?" Of course I've heard of it. I know all about it. But so what? The crab eats the monkey, but it's just some legend, hardly relevant to our greedy, obsessed modern society. Sure, monkeys still show up in movies and stuff from time to time, but not crabs. Monkey-themed clothes are sweeping the fashion world, and the crab isn't in a chance, right? What I'm saying is, crabs have no place in today's light-speed world. Do your market research, lady. Which is why I chose the always popular bear image.
And that's the secret origin story of Monokuma.
Very enlightening. Ding dong bing bong.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine. Get ready to greet another beautiful day.
I need to do something about Sakura. I better go to the dining hall and talk to the others about it one more time. Okay. Not that 3 of them are gonna cooperate. Uh-oh. Huh? Was that someone screaming? I think it came from the dining hall. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. What happened? No. I'm stuck on the wall. No. Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh, Makoto, we got a big problem, man. What's wrong? Look. Hiro's fingers shook as he pointed.
Hina! Are you okay? What happened?
She killed her. Genocide Jill killed Hina!
But she's clearly alive. She's right there.
You've gotta be kidding!
No. She's not dead. Open your eyes. No way she's dead. Why? What happened? Well, Toko and Hina, just all of a sudden, they were yelling and then knocked the pepper off the table. And that led to a sneeze.
You SOB!
Her giant balloons are a little too perfect, aren't they? I might be flat, but at least mine are real. And look at my sharply collarbone. Doesn't it just totally set you on fire? Anyway, you totally not adorable boys. Just get her out of my sight, okay? Or else
My beautiful
I'll start cutting and indulging myself for who knows how long. Okay then, let's get Hina to the nurse's office. Come on, Hiro, help me. Sure thing. Yeah, you just stand there innocently with your adorable little face. Quote unquote adorable. Genocide Jack's abrasive laugh chased us out of the room as we carried Hina away. By the time I finished taking care of Hina's injury in the nurse's office, she seemed to have finally regained her composure.
Sorry.
Thank you. Are you sure you're feeling better? Yeah, it really was just a scratch. But still, that was super close. If I hadn't yelled out, you'd be dead right now. It's all thanks to me, you know. Yeah, well, 1,000 thanks to you, sir. So sarcastic, that just makes you sound even more hostile. Alright, Hina, what happened? Seriously? Hey, Hina, what the heck happened? Oh, we just got into a fight, and I lost my temper and flew off the handle. Let me guess, the fight was because of Sakura?
But
At first, I tried to just ignore it. But if you let jerk buttholes get to you all the time, you'll never have time left to live your life. But she wouldn't let go, so I just... Without thinking about it, I felt like I wanted to punch her like a dozen times.
You're serious?
Don't we all? A dozen punches isn't really without thinking. And then things got out of hand. Genocide Jack got let loose, right?
sorry.
It's my own fault, but I just couldn't take it anymore. Because she was saying all these terrible things about my friend, you know? Before I knew it, Hina's eyes started welling up with tears. And just as the tears were on the brink of spilling over, the door to the nurse's office burst open. I thought the door was gonna fly off its hinges. And there she stood before us.
Hina.
Uh-oh. Sakura! You're hurt. What happened?
Huh?
Oh, nothing. It's not a big deal.
Hey!
Makoto, Hiro, what's the meaning of this? It wasn't me. It was Genocide Jill. It's all that demented murderer's fiend's fault.
Damn.
To hurt Hina. Damn you. To leave me alone. But not her. What is this?
How dare you!
What is this? Ah! I'm okay, really. It's just a scratch. Oh, Sakura is not happy.
No forgiveness!
Unforgivable.
I can't forgive this!
Hiro, if you want to hate someone, hate me. If you want to hurt someone, hurt me. I don't hate you exactly.
I can't forgive this.
Why?
Uh,
Somebody save me. Hiro nearly tripped over himself as he ran screaming out of the nurse's office. But just a second later. What's going on?
Hey,
What's all this noise about? Kyoko stood in the doorway of the nurse's office, taking Hiro's spot in the room.
it would seem...
I gather that something happened. Kyoko, please, you have to stop Sakura. You don't need to stop me. I'm okay. I'm not going to do anything. I'm drawing a line. Right here and now. Drawing a line? Goodbye. Wait, Sakura! Hina sprang into action, leaving the nurse's office to chase after Sakura. The only ones left were... Oh boy. Maybe it's time you two talk things out? Yes? Kyoko? Are you still mad? Yeah, I figured.
That's fine.
It's fine. Huh?
Whew.
About that issue we discussed earlier? It doesn't matter anymore. Then, do you forgive me for not being able to talk about it?
In other words...
You could have told me about Sakura and Monokuma fighting, but you stayed quiet. You were only thinking of Sakura, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure of what you saw. That's why you were thinking, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? Yeah. To think like that.
I wouldn't have
I wouldn't-
expected such arrogance from you.
What?
Because...
Because ultimately, that means you don't trust me. No, that's not it. But if that's how you feel, I can't really change your mind. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
It's fine. I've already forgotten about it. Besides,
And
I may have overreacted. Oh, she's blushing. Huh? Anyway, it's over and done with. Like I said, just forget about it. Okay, thank you. The issue we discussed doesn't matter anymore. I want to talk to you about something. What is it you wanted to talk to me about?
Indeed.
Actually, I'd like you to come somewhere with me. I have business here. Where?
So...
Just come with me, and you'll find out. I guess, but...
Shall we go?
Well then, shall we get going? With her typical indifference, Kyoko turned and walked away, setting a brisk pace. Kyoko! I hurried to catch up with her. She walked ahead in silence, and in silence I chased her. And eventually we arrived. Bathhouse. The dressing room? Oh, that. So, there's something else you mentioned.
Indeed.
That's right. It has to do with alter ego. But you said we didn't need alter ego anymore.
Wrong.
I didn't say we didn't need him. I just said we had done his job. Besides, it's not us that needs alter ego. He has some business with us. Huh?
Right.
Alter ego asked me to bring others to come see him. Apparently he has something he wants to ask. Alter ego wants to ask us something? What's up, little buddy? Hello. Oh, so it's just the two of you? Kyoko and Makoto? Kyoko's fingers glided across the keyboard. Is two not enough? No, it's okay. Two should be plenty. But what is it he wants to ask us?
Indeed.
Let's find out, shall we? Kyoko typed in the question. What did you want to ask us? Oh yeah, so I'd like you to take me somewhere where you can connect me to the school's network.
What?
What? Kyoko and I quickly glanced at each other. She replied, Why? Well, you said my job was done, right? But to just stop here, saying I've finished my work? I don't want that.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here.
That's right.
That's what Master would want too. So, To help everyone else. To solve the mystery of this school.
That's right.
The only way I can help is if you connect me to the school's network. But if you did that, that's basically suicide. I'm positive the mastermind would find out about it. They'd find you and they'd... You agree, right, Kyoko?
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still,
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. I couldn't help but get lost in that video. It was just too commitment, too admirable, too fragile.
Hey,
You remember what you asked before, Makoto? You asked what the difference is between a person and a program, right? Yeah,
certainly.
when I talk to Alter Ego, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. I think maybe that's a question even the program's creator can't answer. But I can say this.
Correct.
There's no question that Alter Ego is our friend. Kyoko! To be honest, I didn't want Alter Ego to push himself anymore. Because if we take any more risks, the mastermind really will notice it. But
Makoto.
let's do it, Makoto. Let's connect Alter Ego to the network. But
Hey,
he's our friend, so I want to take his feelings into consideration. And he says that if he wants to fight along as friends.
now.
If you were in his place, could you just sit by and do nothing in this situation? If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, could you just look the other way? Or would you stand up? Stand up tall next to everyone else and tell them you're their friend.
so,
Hey, are you guys fighting? If it's about me, please don't.
I want to believe in myself.
Aww. I want to be able to say, I know I can do this.
Leave it to me.
So please, let me try.
Listen.
And besides, there's one place where the mastermind might not notice. One place?
That's right.
Remember? There's another place besides here where there's no surveillance camera. A room without a surveillance camera. It was the secret room. That's it, the secret room you told me about. I definitely remember there were no surveillance camera in there.
Indeed.
And I do believe you can connect to the network from there. I remember seeing an Ethernet port on the wall.
However,
just because there's no camera there doesn't mean there's no danger. There's no way to be sure the mastermind isn't monitoring the network somehow. We'll also have to move Alter Ego and the mastermind. May spot us going into the secret room. If they pick up on any of this, then it's all over. You're right,
that's what we have to do.
but despite all that, I still think we need to try.
Correct.
Because that's our best chance to finding any new clues. Kyoko, in that case, will you let me carry him? There's no way you could hide him with what you're wearing, right? So let me do it.
It's true.
Okay then, I'll leave it to you. Thank you.
So then,
Let's get started. It's gonna be a little cramped for you, Alter Ego. Bear with us, okay? We started packing him up right away. I closed the laptop and stuffed it underneath my jacket. It tickles. Shh, you can't talk right now. We're going to move you to another room. Until we get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay? Understood. Your command has been implemented. Good. To have him react like a machine like that all of a sudden, I didn't know how to react.
Makoto.
In the secret room, there are a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers. So there might be a network cable in there?
However,
Assuming the mastermind hasn't taken it already. Well, all we can do is go and check for ourselves.
it's true.
Agreed. Let's head to the secret room. Alright, let's go.
Hey,
Hey Makoto,
why?
are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again. What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry up and go. And to make sure you don't run off, I'm gonna wait here, right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. She was so forceful, I thought I made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Okay, I'm going.
So then,
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Alright. Let's go. Okay, first we have to find a network cable. Alright. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it. This is the network cable, right? Now we just have to connect Alter Ego. I immediately got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to
Just
me.
leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can help for you. Call help for you. So please, just wait a little while longer. Just hold tight and put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and all the rest of us as friends. Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Makoto. Aww.
Makoto.
How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the documents are gone. Just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Ah, Kyoko!
What?
Yes. So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course. I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about, like, what are you going to do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done. It's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to pursue anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we...
so
If we can find some new clue that would likely change the situation, that's all we can hope for right now. Which is why Alter Ego,
correct.
all we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. Oh boy. I'm kinda tired. So I lay down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving Alter Ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, I had completely dozed off. Ding dong! Huh? Ding dong! The sharp sound at the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. What's up? Alright, who is it? Tina, I think.
Makoto.
Oh, nope. Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something happened. Oh no. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart rattled to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to meet to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Oh no. What's up, Hina? Makoto! Kyoko! Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window to the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey,
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking. I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break it, it'd be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked. because the rec room doesn't have a lock on it. Huh? Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pressed up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words...
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no point if we break in?
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here! Hurry, Hina! Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Oh no. Oh, sorry about that. I had to take a tea break for talking so much. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it!
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto? Why me? Come on, please hurry! Okay, you two, stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung it as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my might and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... Oh no! Sakura, no! All I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... Ding dong, you know what that means.
A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Chapter 4, Deadly Life. Oh no, Sakura!
Huh?
Huh?
Sakura's...
Hina, I'm sorry.
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes started steadily forward. I could only look on, at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wonder, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? Oh no, Hina! I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. Yeah, you go do that. You go do that. It'll save the rest of us the trouble. I just stood there motionless behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long... I got everyone!
What?
Ogre?
Yes.
Oh god. Her face scares the living shit out of me. Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her. It's not just someone in this room.
It's your
It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, and Toko. One of you killed Sakura. What?
What?
You're accusing us before we even begun the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything, because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Oh.
Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file.
That's right, it's the next Monokuma file. Now don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that
Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura?
Say what?
Huh?
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words,
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most unregrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, it saves me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she's violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one?
Whoopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. 'Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? Ooh.
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. You little bitch. Oh, why couldn't Sayaka have targeted you? How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, and Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me. You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order? Who are you to boss her around? If anything, Kyoko is the boss here. Fine, I'll stand behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
It's your fault.
One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears for the discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway.
And you, Hero, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
That's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided!
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina. But you should agree to do his request.
But
Hey,
We have to find out who killed Sakura,
correct.
for those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory.
fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her.
Naturally, he would want to touch a filthy dead body.
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura, it's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If you want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless end. We have no choice but to just do it. Investigate. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noticed. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Monokuma file has been added to the truth bullets, okay?
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room was the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside, then there was no way in or out till we broke the window. There's like zero escape, right? In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery books or movies or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
Hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits this crime, then through some special method seals the room. This means involved some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun, and you shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
However...
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I guess we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words...
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they show up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
It's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words...
By that I mean, there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality, it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so. Yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Oh, I need to take a quick breather. That was a lot of talk. Alright. I think we should start talking with everyone first. Start with Kyoko. But for Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist. Strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Alright, Hina?
What the heck?
We already know who did it. By Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro, it has to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around there. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry. That she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Oh, Hina. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Always account. Okay? But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time the place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Well, since Byakuya is here, might as well start with him.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Like it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet with her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. That it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what if you would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? And she's not a monster! You're the monster! Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Byakuya's account. Okay. Alright, what's this thing over here? The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism we use on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Not one I wanted to look at, but okay. It's over here. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentions more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentions how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
That's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. That would be part of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. What does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take a note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I can see how. It's pretty freaking obvious what it is. Empty protein drink, alright? This little wrapper? This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure no one else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. Hina, somebody give her a hug. Polka dot candy wrapper. Alright. What about these things? There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of bottles, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor. There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor. Alright. The locker. Huh? The locker's open. And they're on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What a handprint. What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hidden here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hidden here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back before we opened the door. We looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, the locker was already open at the point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Locker handprint, alright? Let's look at these bottles. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So,
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placing its side? You never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottles, okay. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Alright. The magazine thing? The same shelf full of magazines. There are all different kinds of magazines here. Alright. Blood. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf blood stain. Alright. And I think the last thing is in here is the body. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what could have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, you always have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I would call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Alright. I think that's it in here for so far. Need to examine the crime scene as much. Oh, it's not? Oh, is it this thing over here? The same shelf full of magazines. There are all different kinds of magazines here. Do we have to look at the bloodstain again? There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Am I missing anything? Oh, the door? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change on the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism is used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt that the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening, and there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Rec room door. Alright.
listen.
Well, Makoto, Have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
And you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, let's go talk with Urchin Head and Four Eyes. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. And why did they have to spawn me over here instead of, in the hallway? Alright. Sayaka, Byakuya, Toko. Okay, Toko's right here. I press the doorbell. Ding dong! And after a few seconds, she's back to normal.
Who's there?
Oh. The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with you. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account. Alright. Now it just leaves Hiro. Celeste. Kina's room's right there. Leon. Hiro. I pressed the doorbell. Ding dong! After a few seconds. What's up, Makoto? Do you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura? No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Oh? Huh? Quickly as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with him, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there is to it. Pocket trash. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? We are going back to the crime scene. Might as well finish that up.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me. I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Well, duh! Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress on my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Yes, ma'am. Start with Sakura. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just starting off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey.
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some things, sometimes. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry. Never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Her shoes?
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder added to the tooth bullets. Okay.
Hey.
Next is the wound in her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands are spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining a body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary. Alright. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Alright, so... magazine shelf. Kyoko's at the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Blue's Clues! Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it here back that way on accident?
Hey.
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. Toko. Oh no. This is one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
However...
But just be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago, and made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
And she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message. Alright, and the bottles. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new.
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all of the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. They're chess pieces. A correlation. Are you that stupid? Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions, so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? Makoto, what the fuck? No answer? I don't trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree? Monokuma bottles updated, alright?
Hey.
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway.
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. Obnoxious Byakuya isn't here,
then.
so... Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. When I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but... what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work in collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then,
Is everything ready? Let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. Let's make sense of what we're doing.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced,
In other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed one here and
so
there.
then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put all together,
hey,
and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment, alright? There, I finished examining all the things Kyoko mentioned. I did find some new clues, but when it comes to the locked room puzzle, I'm still totally clueless.
hey,
Oh, I just remembered. There was something I wanted to tell you. I saw Byakuya in the chem lab when I went to go get the scale.
whew,
I didn't want to deal with him, so I took great pains to sneak in and out without him noticing me. And,
so,
if you haven't checked on the chem lab, you should probably go do that, since I couldn't do it myself. You know, the protein chem we found at the murder scene must have come from the chem lab. I think you're right. I should probably take a look around that area.
indeed.
Indeed. Alright, let's go and run to King Douchebag.
What?
Mikoto, would you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. I am not bowing to your authority. Alright, so the first thing that's obvious is what's on the floor. Or we can just look at that. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. More important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Well yeah, what the heck is all this? There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. You better not leave a footprint. Footprints. These are footprints? And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the side of the hole? We might need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Oh, shut up. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I drawn up a sketch of the floor of the room. So, how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left those footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I
These footprints must be.
It's
Makoto, are they yours? No?
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes, and I'll confirm the size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Fortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these footprints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Alright. What else? There's the bottle over here. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words,
That's right, it could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is how it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder to the truth bullets, alright? I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of the broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder. Alright. Check out C first. On this shelf is... One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf were labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I could consider this part of the shelving unit, section C. Okay, B. So on this shelf is... It looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. They're reagents, but simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
what?
What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's
The
fine.
words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit, section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. And A. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink was found in the rec room, probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number, so I guess I could consider this part of the shelving unit, section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it in here on accident? I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section 3 has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. What concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with the label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. Chem lab shelf. Ding dong bing bong, you know what that means.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the 1st floor of the school. See you soon.
Is it time already? We're right in the middle of figuring out this locked room mystery. I have to try to tie up all those loose ends of the class trial. No, I absolutely will figure everything out. And we will be doing that in the next episode. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. If you like, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I hope you all have a nice day. Bye bye!